Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I made the third nail set in this bundle, so let's jump right into it. I started off with my square nail tips. These are a medium length square. I did cut them down a little bit to make them shorter as requested by the customer, and I am also using the square tips called Just Square from Eno Couture. And then I already buffed the nail tips, and I also added a very thin layer of a base coat gel, and now I'm getting started on applying my base color. Let me know if you guys think that this base color is so beautiful as well, because I love this color. It is so pretty. I have been trying to formulate a really beautiful pink nude, like a true pink, and I feel like I've done it so perfectly. So I love it, and hopefully I can come out with this for you guys soon if you guys like it, because I've already gotten requests on what this base color is over on my Instagram. So now I'm even more excited to launch it. But I am just starting with one coat of this. As you can see, one coat is already super nice and smooth and pigmented. It's not extremely sheer, which I love. That is a really nice way to not be able to see your nails underneath the press on. So yeah, I like this, and it's really smooth and nice and easy to apply. So I'm doing one coat of this, and then I am going to cure that for 60 seconds in my nail lamp. And then once I am done with this layer, I'm applying a second coat of a different color right on top. This is a more true pink, and it is more of a milky pink. And I don't really know how to explain it, but you guys will see it makes a little bit of a difference, because my customer did request a really pinky base color. Like, she did not want it nude. She wanted like pink, but not bright neon pink. She just wanted like pink, you know? I don't really know how to explain it, but that's specifically what she told me. So, yeah, I'm going to do that for the second coat, which you guys will see in a second. And it does make a little bit of a difference in my eyes. Next, I'm getting started on my pink French. So the pink French in the inspo photo, which actually I totally forgot to show you guys the inspo photo. I'll input it here, but it looks nothing like the nail set we were creating. She wanted to change the base color, and she also wanted to change the color of the overall nails. She wanted baby pink and gold theme, not any blue at all. So you'll see what I come up with in a second, which you guys already saw it, but you know what I mean. And for this base color, you can tell it's so beautiful. It's like a more cool toned pink, like a purpley pink, almost like a lilac lavender type. So I mixed together my purple pastel color that's on my site. It is called Violet Whisper. I mixed a tiny bit of that into my Pink Dreams gel polish, which is my super pigmented baby pink gel, and it created this perfect like purpley pink color. So I really love it, and I like how it kind of gave it more of a cool toned effect. So that's what she requested, and that's what I'm going to be doing here. So I'm just going to draw the French tips for I think all of the nails except the middle finger, because the middle finger has I'm going to put a different shade of pink so it has some contrast, which you'll see in a second. But yeah, so I am just applying this on 4 fingers or 4 nails for each hand. And if you're a beginner or new to my channel, you might be wondering, like, why does she use the liner brush to fill it in? I know that it kind of might take like a little more time, but I personally prefer to do this because I feel like it gives you way more of a seamless look. It doesn't leave any streaks in the French tip, and it just makes everything super even and not gloppy on like one side. You might notice that sometimes your French tips will look gloppy or like bumpy, I guess, and some of the gel might like drip to one side of the nail or to the free edge, and that is probably if you're, and you might notice that more if you're using the brush that comes on a bottle, because it just holds so much product for a short like nail that sometimes it just becomes a little bit more bumpy than you would like. So that's why to use as little product as possible, first of all, to save product so you're not using too much, and then also to like get a really seamless look, I like to just go straight in with the liner brush that I use to create the French smile line and fill in the French with that. It just gives it the most clean, simple, like non-bumpy effect. And I noticed that years ago when I started creating French tips more often. I will occasionally go in with the brush that comes in the bottle of the gel if I'm doing super long nails, like extra long, because I'm not really gonna want to sit there for every single nail and fill it in with the liner brush. It'll just take way too long. So I will use that brush that comes in the bottle for something like that. So if you have long nails, of course I get that, but for short nails like this, you can just totally go in with the liner brush. I feel like it doesn't take me any more time than if I was to do it the other way either way, so I don't waste any time anyways, you know. This entire nail set took me probably around 40 minutes to make, like around 45 minutes to create this entire nail set. So it doesn't take too long to fill it in with the liner brush, but that I do have a lot of years of practice, so I'm not sure if maybe that's why, but I just like the seamless effect that it gives way more than if I was to use a thicker brush or something like that. I notice sometimes I try to use a thicker brush for a French, like if I'm just rushing and like I already have that color on the liner brush and I don't want to go in and grab my other one, you know what I mean, if I'm just like being lazy, and I'll notice that I just don't like the way it looks. It'll look like streaky and there'll be some uneven areas, so I always end up having to go back in with my ultra thin liner brush to fix it anyways. So that's why I just go in with this right off the bat, so that way I don't struggle and have to redo the work again, because you know, you never want to have to do the work twice. And I also wanted to say, I am also going to make sure I pay attention to exactly what the customer sent. The photo she sent me has the really deep Frenchies where they're really close to the tip of the nail. So I'm really trying to get that same effect here as I'm painting the French tips on. And the reason why you'll notice that there's a little bit more space is because I always file my nails at the very end. So this French tip is going to become even closer to the free edge as I file down, which I always do at the end of the nail set. Occasionally I will not record that part just because, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of like repetitive, but then also I file all of my nails for all my customers on the same day, and then I don't file it like in the moment while I'm making the nail set, you know, like on the same day, if that makes sense. So I'll usually file them on a separate day, and then I forget to record it, you know. But yeah, I always file my nails once I'm done with the entire full nail set. It doesn't really make sense for me to file first because I'm gonna have to file and reshape the nails at the end anyway, because the nail is gonna become a little bit rounded at the free edge just because of the gel polish application. So yeah, now I'm getting started on the rest of the designs. So I'm going to be doing this little design that has these little lines here, as you saw in the original inspo photo, and I am just going to do those lines with my 9mm liner brush, and I'm just doing the little dots here really quickly because I already have the color on my brush so I can work faster. And then I'm going to put that in the lamp to cure while I do the next hand. So as you can see, I work very quickly. Like I'll throw one hand in the lamp and then take out the other one, and you know, like get started on that one while the other one is curing. That's why I like these nail stands that hold the nails all together. These are on my Amazon storefront. They're always in the description of every single video that I make here on YouTube for my long videos. But these are just way more efficient for me personally, because I don't like having to pick up each little magnetic stand for one individual nail and working one nail at a time. I feel like I just work so much slower like that. So it will take me so much longer to create a nail set if I'm doing it like that. So I just prefer to have all the nails all together, work quickly and efficiently so I can get these nails done quick and I can move on to my next nail orders, you know. So now I'm gonna get started on the French for the middle finger. I don't know if you guys can tell in the video, but I mixed in a little bit of a neon pink gel polish that I'm going to be releasing very soon. It's called Bahama Babe. It is the most stunning bright pink for summer. I mixed in a tiny bit of that, like a little dot, into my mixture that I used for the other French tip nails, and I wanted it to have a different type of baby pink tone, so that way I can have some contrast with the other design. So I basically used this other baby pink color with this French, and then I also used it for those little lines that I did on the pointer and the pinky finger. So you'll see that the pinks might look a little different. It's because of that. I just mixed in a little something because I didn't want to use like the customer did say like she just wants baby pink, but I was like, I can't just do one shade of baby pink for the entire set with the designs that she requested, because you're not going to be able to see the designs as well, you know. And I felt like she wouldn't mind if I changed the pinks a little bit to give it like a monochromatic baby pink look effect, and it'll still look really pretty and and cohesive, you know? I didn't change anything drastic to that she didn't like, you know, like if I would have done like bright neon pink on all the French, then yeah, you know, like that's not what she asked for. But I just wanted to switch it a little bit so you're able to actually see the designs and see the contrast between the French tip and the actual design on top, instead of it looking exactly the same with the same color. So basically I cured that, and then now I'm gonna get started on the blooming effect. I don't have a blooming gel right now. I just don't even own one, so I'm just using my base coat, my Beetles base coat, for basically any blooming design that I have to do. So I just created a thin layer, or I applied a thin layer all over the entire nail on the cured French tip nail, and as you can see, that's my neon pink sample right there on the left hand corner. But I am just mixing together a little bit more pink because I'm going to be adding this blooming effect, and I wanted it to be a little bit pinker than the other color that I originally used, because you won't be able to see it that good. So I just mixed together a little bit of pink with a little bit of base coat, and as you can see, it made more of like a baby pink, but a little bit brighter. It's like a brighter normal pink color. So I felt like this was a really pretty way for it to give some contrast, and you can still see that blooming effect without it blending into the other nail or to the French tip design on the nail. And I like that I decided to do this because I felt like it really made the best contrast, and it makes it look as close to the original inspo photo that she liked, without me actually having to switch so many like drastic changes, you know, without me having to use such bright pinks and everything like that. So I kind of had to custom mix some colors to create these effects, but it was totally worth it because I feel like it was all cohesive in the end and it all worked out. So that's something you kind of have to do sometimes. Like sometimes your customer might not specify exactly what they want, because a lot of the times they probably just trust you to do whatever you think is best. That happens to me a lot. Like a lot of my customers, like I'll try to ask really specific questions, like, okay, do you want this incorporated, do you want this and that, and then they're just like, you know what, I trust you, like just do whatever you think's best. Because it's like at the end of the day, like, do they really know what's best? Like we know because we do nails, you know, or a lot of you guys that are watching probably do nails, and you'll know like, okay, this will look the best. But if you're a normal customer that doesn't know anything about nail art, like if you really put yourself in their position, like are they gonna know like what goes well with what color, and you know, like color theory, and what will go best on top of this color French? Like they're not gonna know, you know what I mean? So just do what you think is best and what you think is cohesive and still make sense with what they asked you for. That is the best way to make a customer happy. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing, and I'm top coating all of the nails. So that is a little bit of insight into what I do in my thought process when I'm creating a nail set for a custom order for a customer. I know sometimes it could be a little hard, like to figure things out as you're a beginner and starting to do all of this. It's just like, I can't even imagine how I figured all this stuff out on my own. Like there was not really any single person making videos on press-on nails ever. Like when I started making press-on nail videos, there was no videos on YouTube that I knew of, or any creators that specified in press-on nail videos. I feel like I was one of the first ones to really start making a lot of tutorials on press-ons, and that's the whole reason why I started it, because I was like, why is there no videos like on press-on nails? Like I felt like that was so odd. So I started making a bunch of press-on nail videos, and then I feel like that's when a lot of other people started making videos as well, so all around the same time. So I feel like that was really crazy how back then there was no content, no videos that you can find on how to do it. There was nothing on TikTok of how to do it at all. So it's like crazy how as the years pass, like things start evolving, and like now anybody can figure out how to do press on nails. There's so many different press on nail creators and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like that's crazy because when I started making videos on it, there was nobody that was doing it as well. So anyway, now I'm getting started on applying the flower. So this flower is going to be made with this little 3D putty gel. It's like the off-white color kind, and this is in the description of my video. And I like to use this for any 3D effect because it's so easy to use. It's really smooth and easy to mold. So I'm just doing 5 little dots to create the flower that was in the original inspo photo. And yeah, I decided on the off-white color instead of the clear, just because it already gives you a base of the color, so you don't have to like paint it white or paint it in a different color. It just already works. So yeah, I'm just applying the flower here, and then I will be using my tiny silicone tool that I got from Shein. These are like the smaller versions of the regular silicone tools that we had like years ago. These are the smaller versions of that, so it's just really easy to do tiny little flowers with this tiny tool, especially for shorter nails. And what's actually crazy is I haven't been getting that many orders for long nails. Like I always get orders for shorter nails now, and I feel like I just try to cherish every order that I do get, because it's really hard for I think a lot of press-on nail artists to get orders nowadays. I see some people sometimes bringing it up on Instagram that it's hard to get nail orders and like to keep pushing through, and I am in that same exact boat. Like literally it is so hard to get a nail order. I like sometimes I just feel like giving up. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been posting on Instagram that much because I'm just like, like at that point it's like a kind of a bad negative mindset, you know, like to think like what's the point, you know. I hope none of you guys ever have that mindset, because you have to keep pushing through. I didn't get here where I'm at today without like continuing to push through, because there was a lot of times where I wanted to give up, especially with making content. Like making content is so much work and you barely get anything in return. Like you barely get anything in return, literally. So it's so hard to make content, especially when you're not getting the views that you deserve. Like I see so many creators, so many small creators, or people that aren't getting the views that they deserve, and I'll always make sure to follow them or at least like their post or something, because it's like so hard to get views nowadays. And for the algorithm, like all the algorithms are just so weird on all social medias. So it's just like sometimes people will get a lot of views, but it's like sometimes you won't. And I think it's just because there's such an over like saturation of content or something. I don't know. I don't really know the logistics behind all of that, but I would just recommend all of you guys that want to make content to just keep pushing through. And those of you guys that are currently making press-on nails and have a press-on nail business that is not getting as many orders as it deserves, just keep pushing through and don't give up, because we are all kind of in that same boat. Like just keep going. Someone is bound to see your videos or your content, and if you want more orders, I would recommend making more and more content, because even if you only get 100 viewers, what if one of those 100 people ends up being like one of your best customers? You know what I mean? So it's always so worth it to just keep pushing through. Take pictures of all your nails, take videos of content and nail designs and whatever you want to do. If you guys are super creative and you have really amazing ideas for nail designs, just record it. Like honestly, just press record, and you don't need any fancy equipment. Like I only use my iPhone, and on iMovie on my computer is what I use to edit. I'm bringing this up because I've been getting a lot of questions on content lately, which I think is crazy, because I feel like I've never gotten so much questions about content in all the years of me doing nails. But like the past 12 months, I would say I've been getting a lot of questions on how I make content, or what I would recommend for people that want to get started on making nail content and stuff like that. And it is so fun to make nail content, but you just have to be so consistent for you to, you know, get anywhere, even when it's hard to get views. Like right now, I barely get any views on all of my social medias, like barely any. And I just keep pushing through, you know, like I just keep going, because I want to give up so bad sometimes, but I'm just like, I can't give up, you know, because then what kind of influence would I be on you guys? Like I know a lot of you guys really say that you look up to my videos and stuff, and I cannot be a bad influence for you guys. Like you guys motivate me to keep pushing through, so that way I can motivate you guys to keep pushing through. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But anyways, right here I'm grabbing my rhinestone gel, and I'm just applying these little gold beads all over, on the pinkies and the pointer finger and in the middle of the flower. And I like to apply these little beads. They're really, really tiny. So I've actually got this mixed pack from Shein, I believe. And I like these that come with this tiny and then the bigger ones, because you really have a variety of sizes. So I love this. And I am going to be top coating over this entire thing after, because these gold beads do have to be top coated, because if you don't, sometimes the color will come off. Like if you're a beginner, I know a lot of you guys probably already know this, but if you're a beginner, the color can come off really easily on these little beads and little pearls and things, because they're just not meant to be like out in the open, you know. I would definitely recommend you seal them in there. So I'm using my No Wipe Glossy top coat to seal it in, and I love my top coat because it's like a medium thick consistency. It's not super thick and sticky, but it's like a medium and smooth. So that is what I'm using right now to seal all of this in. Of course, you have to seal in the little flower as well. Those flowers, unfortunately, are not like a non-wipe formula. In order for like a company to probably make a non-wipe formula, it would be an extremely runny type of 3D gel. It wouldn't be moldable like these types. So that's why, if you guys have wondered probably before like why it can't be non-wipe, it's because of the formula. Like there's a product or an ingredient that makes it non-wipe, but it does make the product more liquidy. That's why for my rhinestone gel that I came out with, I wanted it to be a non-wipe formula, but I kind of had to take the risk of it not being so nice and thick. Like it's a little bit more liquidy, and it's because I wanted it to be non-wipe, you know. I don't really know if that makes any sense, but yeah. So I'm just going to be top coating over this entire nail set, and then once this is all finished, I did file the nails off camera and I put them in the box with the other nails that this customer ordered, and I am going to show you guys the finished product. This is how it turned out. I really hope you guys liked it. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, because I'm going to be doing another one of these nail sets from this bundle. I recorded all of them for you guys, so stay tuned for that, and I'll see you then. Bye.